My component to the comic is the narrator and how it introduces the story, and also kind of leads the story into the animation at the end. And I think those are pretty part of the it's an important part of the comic because introduction is is what hooks into the readers, and then ending it is what leaves the readers the lasting thought.
My component of the comic is the first world, the proof of divine intervention. Mine's gonna help contribute to the overall story through giving a character that is a priest who has everything his universe wanted and could want. He has a utopian society and is going to bring the decided universe to the table.
My component of the comic is very important since it's one of the main three worlds of our topic, so it's pretty important.
For my component of the comic book, I focused on talking about pre-modern man and having a disaster hit the current world of 2021 and causing a setback basically to where we didn't evolve into the humans that we are today. And so for this one, it addresses the idea of randomness within our universe and understanding how some things are just random. So it's an overall component to the three different worlds that we're addressing in this comic book.
So this is basically what I've been doing. I added the first three comic panels to introduce the story. Here will be a button that the player can click, start the story. I also have the job of ending the story properly, which would lead to the animation part, just to there. Then I've also been tasked to do the animation portion and design the characters and the set, so it will be easy to animate in the future. Each character is rigged with armature, and it has nested animations. So once we get the voices in and
I'm so glad you're here.
all the transitions in, we'll have the animation finished.
My name is Derek, and for this project, I was responsible for taking everybody's slides as well as interactive elements and the animation and combining them into one fluid document that included transitions and had a overarching soundtrack and buttons that would navigate from panel to panel. I also created my own panels here with my own set, as well as my own interactive element. I was also responsible for putting together this code for each for my interactive element, as well as the code that would stitch everything together and play the panels and animation at the right times and with the right audio.
So what I worked on this project was the lip syncing. So I did the auto lip syncer first, and then I would go throughout the entire audio clip and change the mouths to where I thought it would make sense the most, because the auto syncer is not always very reliable. After that, my interactivity. So I can slide the bar and it'll change the different earths to different earths, and the code is all right here. I had to change some things, like the friction, it was going too fast.
Another segment that I worked on, which was the animate file for the drag and drop. Basically down here is just the code that allows for the user to pick it up, drag it on, and then as soon as the user drags it on, it will go ahead and jump cut to the next frame here, which is this. I also worked on the lip syncing for the character of Bago, and gave that to Braxton so he can implement the audio with it. And then also I've just been working on the video right now, mainly with interviews, and then also looking at artifacts that people have created, and also giving basically an overview of the work that we created. That was narrated by Derek, who was kind enough to do that.
Hello, my name is Derek, and this is a tour through our group's GIMM 250 interactive comic. This first panel has been designed by Carson Crawford. You can see his initials down here in the bottom right corner. As we continue through his first two slides, we can see the transition effect of the sliding black design, which was done by me. Right here is Carson's interactive element. When this button is clicked, it plays that slide again, and we can come over here to my first slide. My initials are down here in the bottom right. See my design as it continues through till we get here to my interactive element. My interactive element is a hover system where if you hover over one of these three objects, you will get a description based upon the object and its relevance within the world. As we continue, we can keep moving forward. We can see the rest of my slides before we come into Braxton's. Braxton's panels are designed like this, and his initials are down here in the corner. As we continue through Braxton's panels, we can get to his interactive element, which is a slider. As you slide the slider to the right, you can see the world slowly stop rotating before eventually landing on how it is currently, as well as descriptions based upon the different movements that the Earth is stopped at. As we continue through, we can see the end of Braxton's and the beginning of Adam's. Adam has this style, a very wonderful comic book style, and if we continue through, we will arrive at his interactive element that is a drag and drop. If you drag this skull from down here onto this panel, it will switch and transition to a darker panel reflecting the story of Adam's universe. As we continue through, we will conclude and come back to Carson's panels. One thing I'd like to point out is that the music here resets every single time it ends, saying that if you need to take your time through here, you can take your time and you will be accompanied by the nice music the whole way. Once we get here, the music will stop, and we will see this first scene, which was designed by Carson, as well as he worked on all of the art within this animation. All of the voice lines were done by each of us. This slide here has animated by Adam, and you can see the light swinging and the shadows. This is the second line reading where I animated this, Derek, and again, all of the art was done by Carson. The lip syncing in these were done by Braxton and myself, and
lost harmless, young and family, unfair to us all.
Once we come back here, we have the final question posed at the reader, which was done by Adam. So all of us had a job in each of these specific things, and once we conclude here, we can hit this restart button to restart the interactivity. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Derek, and this is our GIMM 250 interactive comic.